Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Poland Daily History. Today we will speak with Mr. Piotr Jegliński, a member of a prominent Polish patriotic family. From the 1970s, he participated in the anti-communist dissident movement. Having started his own publishing house in Paris, he is responsible for smuggling forbidden literature back to the then communist-occupied Poland. Today, we will ask him about his life and struggle for a free Poland. So you were saying that you were testing the waters in the 1990s. And when do you feel like it's finally safe or free enough for you to return to Poland? And how does your operation with the publishing house look like after your return?
Muszę powiedzieć, że decyzja o powrocie kształtowała się mniej więcej w ciągu 1,5 roku. Ja bywałem co miesiąc w Polsce. Natomiast rodzina mieszkała w Paryżu.
To be fair, the decision to return to Poland was made over the course of a year and a half. I would visit Poland monthly, however my family lived in Paris. We returned to Poland in 1991 and our children began school in September of that year. Upon entering, we were in a very dangerous car crash, a very odd one at that. Many people suspected some foul play from the security services.
Pod ciągłą jakąś obserwacją, a to zdarzały się bez przerwy włamania do samochodu, a to jakieś dziwne rzeczy. Kiedy w grudniu 90 roku.
From the beginning, I was worried that we were under some sort of secret surveillance. Our car was routinely burgled, other odd instances would happen. In December 1990, we had begun a serious publishing project. Its aim was to publish Spotkania weekly along with a French L'Express group. We had been publishing the magazine on our own for 3 years, and we were destroyed by the communist system which controlled the distribution, for instance.
W 90 roku ta książka była prezentowana na targach.
It has to be said that this was a very difficult period, since Lech Wałęsa's book Road to Freedom was being presented in May 1991. We had to spend enormous money beforehand. When we were returning from Gdańsk in November 1990 with Janusz Krupski and Antoni Wężydło, we had a terrible car crash. Most likely the steering was sabotaged, and whilst going through a turn, Janusz Krupski lost control of the vehicle.
Panowanie. Ja byłem ciężko poszkodowany, miałem w 2 miejscach pęknięty kręgosłup.
I was heavily injured. I had my spine broken in 2 places, so I was transported to France, where thanks to the help of doctors, I am able to walk to this day. Once I was able to walk, we moved the publishing headquarters to Żelazna Street in Warsaw. The weekly magazine started to be published from here. However, still, unexplained events kept on happening. There were attempts at breaking and entering with the use of a tractor, multiple breakings and enterings. I was being pushed around from one prosecutor's office to another.
Byłem ciągany po prokuraturach. Kiedy wydaliśmy książkę
When we published the book Konfidenci są wśród nas, or Snitches are among us, I was interrogated by the prosecution on multiple occasions. Later we published Lewy Czerwcowy, or Left June. Nothing changed.
Grupa L'Express została zaszantażowana, że jeżeli będzie z nami w joint venture.
Ultimately, the French L'Express were threatened that if they were to create a joint venture with us, they would lose enormous contracts worth multiple $billion. It is worth mentioning that L'Express Publishing House was a part of Alcatel All-Star Holding Company, which consisted of railway, telecommunication. You could say that they were renovating the entirety of Polish communication. Their management told us that they enjoyed the profile of our newspaper, and they were aware that in order to introduce a newspaper to the public, you need at least a couple of years.
Bo wiemy, żeby wprowadzić news magazine, to trzeba paru lat. Ale mamy takie sygnały. I dali mi 6 miesięcy.
They gave me 6 months to operate, but unfortunately, despite having numerous friends in the government, I accomplished nothing, and we had to shut down Spotkania Weekly after 2.5 years in print. Despite all of these unpleasant experiences, attempts at intimidating me and my family, being dragged around between prosecutor's office, we continued our activities.
Po prokuraturach dalej żeśmy kontynuowali działalność. W sumie w tym roku
In fact, this year is the 40th anniversary of our publishing house being established. We have been in business for 40 years. That is a lot of history. A variety of Polish authors have come through our house, basically the entire elite of modern Poland. We had contacts with many people, but I view the memoirs of priest Władysław Bukowiński as the most important book we have ever published.
Bardzo wieloma ludźmi. Za taką najważniejszą książkę, która jest mi bliska mojemu sercu, to są te wspomnienia księdza Władysława Bukowińskiego. To jest wydanie, które zostało specjalnie przygotowane na uroczystości beatyfikacyjne księdza Władysława Bukowińskiego w Kazachstanie.
This edition was published especially for the beatification ceremonies of priest Władysław Bukowiński in Afghanistan. I was in Karaganda and laid this book as a gift at the altar. This book reminds me directly of Pope John Paul II and his immense kindness, benevolence and support he would offer us during his pontificate.
Pontyfikatu. Wydaliśmy w sumie w tym okresie setki tytułów. Ja nawet nie pamiętam oczywiście wszystkich. Myślę, że przekroczyliśmy chyba...
Overall, we published hundreds of titles. Even I can't remember all of them. I believe that we printed over 1 million books. That's a conservative estimate. Among the books that were published just recently, there is W Trzech Wojnach, or In Three Wars by Roman Potocki, who was Marshal Piłsudski's aide during 3 wars. This picture on the front cover depicts a Berdachów railway station in April 1920, shortly after Polish forces entered the area. Back there is General Listowski, the leader of the front line. We also published beautiful books in excellent covers. This is the same book in a leather cover with golden ornaments. These units are for book collectors.
W oprawie skórzanej, prawda, z bardzo pięknymi ornamentami. Książki bibliofilskie. Też zaczęliśmy wydawać w językach obcych.
Additionally, we began printing books in foreign languages. To promote that, we organized a concert in St. Louis Basilica in Paris, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Poland regaining its independence. To celebrate this occasion, we published a book by Professor Piotr Jegliński, La Pologne, an illustrated history of Poland in French.
Ilustrowana historia Polski w języku francuskim, bo muszę powiedzieć,
I must admit, there is a severe lack of literature regarding our country. Because of that, it is not unusual for foreigners to be unaware of the Polish history and mistakenly name some historical terms. I would not look for malice in all of such occurrences, although malice often is in play. Sometimes these problems happen due to ignorance.
Bardzo częsty przykład, ale przez zwykłą niewiedzę na temat naszych dziejów. Oprócz tych książek w ostatnim czasie wydaliśmy...
Apart from these books, we recently published a book about the Fighting Solidarity Movement. It contains interviews with Andrzej Kołodziej and Kornel Morawiecki, the unbroken ones. For many, many years, ever since the inception of the Fighting Solidarity Movement, I cooperated with them, and I believe it to be one of the most important organizations which operated in the last decades.
Pracowałem i uważam, że to jest jedna z najważniejszych organizacji, jakie działały w ostatnich dziesięcioleciach.
Mr. Jegliński's family, his personal history, and his activities is a perfect reflection of the generation-long struggle for Polish independence. At times, the resistance against foreign powers were fought with weapons in hand. But in other times, it was conducted with the smuggling of printing press and forbidden literature. That's it for today. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. I'll see you next time on Poland Daily History.